ultra slow-motion shot of a massive orca bull. Its black and white form a stark contrast against the deep, frigid blue of Arctic waters. Ice fragments drift past its powerful dorsal fin as it glides effortlessly, a silent, indomitable force. In the vast, silent kingdoms of the deep, where darkness reigns and pressure crushes, there is a sovereign. It moves not with the frantic energy of lesser predators, but with the cold, calculated grace of a king surveying his domain. They call it the killer whale, a name born of fear, a testament to its dominion. But to those who truly understand the currents and the ancient laws of the ocean, it is something more. The wolf of the sea, close up on the orca's intelligent, piercing eye. It seems to look right through the camera, an ancient wisdom in its gaze. The shot widens to show the entire pod moving in perfect synchronous formation, a family of shadows in the abyss. Its rule is absolute, its dynasty etched into the very fabric of the marine world. This is not mere instinct. This is intelligence. A complex, social, and utterly ruthless hunter that has mastered every ocean on the planet, from the sun-drenched tropics to the crushing ice of the poles. They are the only predator that great white sharks actively flee from. The silent terror that sends shivers through the massive hearts of the great whales. Their presence commands a primal respect, an unspoken acknowledgement from all other life that the true apex has arrived. They are the shadow in the water, the whisper on the current, the undisputed masters of the blue abyss. Their reign is eternal, their power unquestioned. An apex predator, a creature of myth and legend, a ghost in the vast blue expanse. But beneath the surface of folklore lies a marvel of evolutionary engineering. This is the anatomy of the ocean's most formidable hunter. 3D visual of an orca appearing, its black and white pattern highlighted. Its most striking feature is its coloration, a stark contrast of black and white known as disruptive camouflage. This isn't for show, it's a strategic weapon. From above, its dark back blends into the deep, dark water, rendering it invisible to prey on the surface. From below, its white belly merges with the bright, sunlit sky, concealing its approach from unsuspecting seals or fish. This dual-tone pattern breaks up its massive outline, confusing its quarry and allowing it to close the distance undetected. It's a living paradox, a creature of immense size that can simply vanish into its surroundings. A phantom predator cloaked in light and shadow. But what the eye can't see, sound can reveal. The orca navigates its world not primarily by sight, but by sound, using one of the most sophisticated biological sonar systems on the planet, echolocation. In the melon, a fatty organ in its forehead, it generates a series of high-frequency clicks. These sound waves travel through the water, bounce off objects, and return as echoes. These echoes are received by oil-filled cavities in its lower jaw, which then transmit the vibrations to its inner ear. The orca's brain processes these signals into a detailed, three-dimensional acoustic image of its environment. It can discern the size, shape, speed, and even the internal structure of its prey from kilometers away. It's a sensory superpower, allowing it to hunt in complete darkness, to see the world in a symphony of sound. Once a target is acquired, the orca brings its most formidable weapon to bear, its powerful jaws. The skull is a masterpiece of robust construction, designed to withstand immense forces. Set within these jaws are 40 to 56 massive conical teeth. Unlike the shearing teeth of sharks, an orca's teeth are designed for gripping and tearing. They interlock perfectly, creating an inescapable cage. These are not just teeth, they are anchors, capable of seizing large, powerful prey like sea lions or even other whales. The force of their bite is immense, driven by massive jaw muscles that can exert several tons of pressure. It's a mechanism of pure, unadulterated power, a final, decisive tool that ensures once prey is caught, there is no escape. The snap of these jaws is the final sound many marine creatures will ever hear. All this power is propelled by a body built for speed and hydrodynamic perfection. Its torpedo-shaped, or fusiform, body is the epitome of aquatic efficiency, minimizing drag and allowing it to slice through the water with breathtaking grace and velocity. Its large dorsal fin acts as a keel, providing stability during high-speed pursuits and sharp turns. Powering this biological missile is its massive tail, equipped with broad horizontal flukes. Unlike fish that move their tails side to side, the orca generates immense thrust through powerful up and down strokes, driven by a thick column of muscle running along its spine. This allows it to reach speeds of over 56 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest marine mammals. It can surge from the depths like a rocket, breaching completely out of the water in a stunning display of force and agility. From its strategic camouflage to its acoustic vision, from its bone-crushing jaws to its hydrodynamically perfect form, every element of the orca is honed for a single purpose: predation. It is a living testament to the relentless, beautiful, and terrifying power of evolution. A perfect predator engineered by the deep. In the vast blue expanse of the ocean, a drama unfolds, one that challenges our very understanding of animal intelligence. We often perceive the actions of predators as driven by raw, unthinking instinct, a simple response to hunger. But when we observe the orca, the apex predator of the seas, a more complex picture emerges. What we are witnessing is not a random act of aggression, but a calculated, deliberate process. A demonstration of intelligence that blurs the line between animal and human cognition. This is not mere instinct, this is a mind at work. The actions we see are the result of a conscious decision, a plan meticulously crafted and executed with chilling precision. The camera zooms in to show the orcas communicating with subtle body movements. To comprehend the mind of an orca is to enter a world of sophisticated social dynamics and strategic thinking, a realm more akin to a pack of wolves than a school of fish. Their hunts are not chaotic pursuits. Instead, they are orchestrated campaigns, each member of the pod playing a specific, rehearsed role. Observations from above reveal these intricate patterns with startling clarity. Here, we see a team, not just a group. One orca might drive the prey, herding it towards a designated kill zone, while others form a perimeter, cutting off any and all routes of escape. Their movements are synchronized, a deadly ballet perfected over generations. This level of coordination is not born from simple impulse. It is learned, taught, and refined. The strategies employed are as varied as they are ingenious, tailored specifically to the prey and the environment. Consider the wave wash, a technique that requires not just strength, but profound communication and an implicit understanding of physics. The pod lines up, side by side, a dark phalanx against the white of the ice. On an unspoken cue, they charge in perfect unison, their powerful tails pumping as one. They dive just before reaching the ice floe, displacing a massive volume of water that crests into a targeted wave. The wave crashes over the ice, sweeping their helpless victim into the waiting jaws below. This is not a lucky accident. It is a complex, multi-step plan that requires every participant to execute their part flawlessly. One misstep, one orca out of sync, and the entire effort fails. What drives this remarkable behavior? The answer lies in their ability to communicate. Orcas possess a complex vocal language, a system of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls that are unique to each pod, much like regional human dialects. These vocalizations are not just signals of presence or alarm. They are tools for intricate planning. Scientists believe these sounds allow them to coordinate their positions, signal their intentions, and even teach younger members the vital arts of the hunt. They are sharing information, passing down cultural knowledge. When an orca spy hops, rising vertically out of the water to survey its surroundings, it is gathering data, assessing the situation before deciding on a course of action. This is the hallmark of a thinking, reasoning being. As we watch them disappear into the deep, we are left to ponder the nature of their consciousness. To dismiss these coordinated, communicative, and adaptive hunting strategies as mere instinct is to willfully ignore the evidence. The orca demonstrates a capacity for planning, cooperation, and cultural transmission that forces us to reconsider our place in the hierarchy of intelligence. They are not just wolves of the sea. They are sentient strategists, their minds as deep and mysterious as the ocean they command. The hunt may be over, but our quest to understand the profound intelligence behind it has only just begun. Fascinating, mysterious. Whistles, clicks, and powerful tail slaps echo through the deep. These are not just random noises. They are the intricate threads of a complex social fabric, the sophisticated language of orcas. In the vast blue expanse of the ocean, these apex predators communicate with a level of nuance that continues to astound researchers. Each sound is a brushstroke in a vibrant acoustic painting, revealing a world of advanced communication hidden beneath the waves. The chorus of sounds varies dramatically from one group to another, a testament to the rich cultural diversity that exists within a single species. The sharp, percussive clicks are used for echolocation, allowing the orcas to navigate their dark environment, and hunt with surgical precision, painting a detailed three-dimensional map of their surroundings with sound alone. But the communication goes far beyond simple navigation. The whistles and pulsed calls form a rich and varied vocabulary. These are the sounds of community, of family, of identity. Scientists have discovered that different orcapods possess their own unique acoustic repertoires, distinct dialects that are passed down through generations. A calf learns its family's specific calls from its mother and other relatives, much like a human child learns a mother tongue. This vocal learning is a rare trait in the animal kingdom, shared only by a few other species, including humans, birds, and bats. It allows for the development of traditions and cultures that are unique to each pod, creating a powerful social bond that holds the family unit together. These dialects are so distinct that researchers can often identify which pod is in an area simply by listening to their underwater calls. The complexity doesn't end with dialects. Within a pod, family-specific codes add another layer to their communication. These are the intimate calls shared only among the closest relatives, the vocal equivalent of a secret handshake. This private language strengthens the matrilineal bonds that are the bedrock of orca society. When different pods with different dialects meet, they may use a more generalized set of calls, a sort of common tongue, to interact. Yet they will revert to their own family-specific calls when communicating internally. This ability to code switch demonstrates a remarkable cognitive flexibility. Furthermore, their communication isn't limited to sound. A tail slap on the water's surface can be a warning, a sign of agitation, or a tool to stun prey. A pectoral fin slap can be a form of greeting. Breaching, spy hopping, and other acrobatic displays all carry social meaning, adding visual grammar to their acoustic language. This multimodal system of whistles, clicks, tail slaps, and body language creates a communication network of incredible depth and sophistication, one that we are only just beginning to decipher. Fascinating, mysterious. In the brutal theater of the wild, survival is a game of strategy. It is a relentless contest of wits and will, where the hunter must be more than just strong or fast. They must be a master tactician, a cunning strategist, deploying ingenious methods to outsmart their prey. For some, the hunt is not a mere chase. It is a calculated, brutal art form executed with chilling precision. This is not just a fight for a meal. It is a war of minds where a single brilliant move can mean the difference between life and death. The stakes are absolute, and the plans are nothing short of genius. On the frigid edge of the Antarctic, a pod of killer whales has a seal in its sights. The prey rests on an ice floe, a seemingly impenetrable fortress of frozen water. A direct assault is impossible. But these are not ordinary hunters. They are a family, a coordinated unit with a shared ancestral knowledge. They begin to swim side by side, a dark phalanx moving through the icy water. Faster and faster they surge, their powerful bodies displacing a colossal amount of water, building a silent, deadly weapon. It's a strategy known as wave washing. With perfect timing, they generate a bow wave, a targeted tsunami aimed with lethal intent. The wall of water surges towards the ice floe. The seal, sensing the imminent danger, scrambles for purchase, but it's too late. The wave hits with devastating force, tilting and swamping the platform of ice. The seal is washed off its sanctuary, tumbling into the churning, freezing water where the pod waits. The fortress has been breached not by brute strength alone, but by a masterful application of physics and teamwork. The trap is sprung. Further north, in the cold Atlantic currents, a different kind of hunt unfolds. A vast school of herring, numbering in the hundreds of thousands, moves like a single liquid organism. For a predator, attacking this glittering, confusing mass is a losing game. But orcas here have developed a different, equally sophisticated tactic. They are herders, cowboys of the deep. Spreading out, they encircle the school, using flashing blasts of their white underbellies and sharp vocal clicks to drive the panicked fish together. They tighten the net, forcing the herring into a frantic, dense sphere of silver bodies. This is carousel feeding. The bowl of fish is now a concentrated, helpless target. One by one, the orcas take their turn, swimming close to the bait ball and delivering a stunning blow with their powerful tails. The shockwave incapacitates dozens of fish at a time, allowing the pod to pick them off with ease. It's a method of containment and control, turning chaos into a carefully managed feast, a stunning display of cooperative hunting. But some hunters have perfected a strategy for a one-on-one takedown, a move that is as bizarre as it is effective. The great white shark, an apex predator, sometimes faces prey that is formidable in its own right. The powerful and intelligent Cape fur seal, a simple bite might not be enough. So the shark employs a shocking technique. In a sudden burst of speed from the depths, the shark doesn't just bite. It slams into the seal, launching it into the air and flipping it onto its back. The goal is not just to injure, but to disorient and paralyze. This violent maneuver induces a state known as tonic immobility. When flipped upside down, the seal enters a temporary, trance-like state of paralysis. It is helpless, unable to fight back or flee. The shark can then reposition for a precise killing bite without risking injury to itself. It is a stunning neurological attack, a form of biological warfare that turns the prey's own physiology against it. In the unforgiving calculus of predation, these hunters have learned that the smartest move is often the deadliest. Video opens with a shot of a baby orca, a calf, swimming closely beside its massive mother. The water is serene and blue. Calm, gentle, and slightly melancholic piano music begins to play softly in the background. What does it mean to be a family? Is it simply about shared blood, or is it something deeper? Something woven into the very fabric of our being through shared moments, whispered secrets, and lessons passed down through time. When we look into the vast, deep blue of the ocean, we find an answer in one of its most majestic inhabitants, the orca. They remind us that family is not just a human concept. It is a universal language of love, support, and connection that transcends species. In their powerful, graceful world, we see a reflection of our own deepest bonds, a testament to the enduring power of kinship. For an orca, life begins and ends with family. They live in tight-knit, multi-generational groups called pods, which are among the most stable social structures found in any animal species. These pods are typically matrilineal, meaning they are centered around the oldest female, a grandmother or great-grandmother, and her descendants. Her sons and her daughters' children all remain by her side for their entire lives. Imagine spending every single day with your mother, your siblings, your aunts, and your cousins. This is the reality for an orca. This constant companionship isn't just for comfort. It is essential for survival. In the boundless, often perilous ocean, the pod is a fortress of safety and a wellspring of collective wisdom. They hunt together, travel together, and rest together, their movements synchronized in a beautiful, unspoken harmony. When a member is sick or injured, the others will rally, slowing their pace, sharing food, and physically supporting them at the surface to help them breathe. It is a profound display of empathy and altruism, a silent promise that no one will ever be left behind. This unwavering loyalty forms the foundation of Orca society, a powerful bond that shapes every aspect of their existence. The pod is more than just a family unit. It is a school, a library, and a living history. The elders, particularly matriarchs, are the revered keepers of knowledge. They hold decades, sometimes nearly a century, of experience within them. They know the best hunting grounds and the safest migration routes. They remember the lean years and the times of plenty. This vital information is not instinctual, it is learned. The older Orcas actively teach the younger generations everything they need to know to survive and thrive. We see mothers patiently guiding their calves, teaching them how to breach, how to hunt, and how to use their powerful tails to stun prey. They demonstrate techniques over and over again, allowing the young ones to practice under their watchful eyes. This transfer of knowledge is a slow, deliberate process, an investment in the future of the pod. It's a beautiful parallel to our own human experience, where grandparents pass down family recipes and parents teach their children to ride a bike. In the world of Orcas, education is a communal effort, a gift passed from one generation to the next, ensuring the continuity and prosperity of their lineage. Perhaps most astonishingly, different Orca pods develop their own unique and complex cultures. These are not just collections of behaviors. They are distinct traditions that define who they are. Scientists have observed that different pods have their own specialized hunting techniques, some herding herring into tight bait balls, others intentionally stranding themselves on beaches to catch sea lions, a risky maneuver taught with incredible care to the young. Beyond hunting, they even have their own dialects. The clicks, whistles, and pulse calls they use to communicate vary so much from one pod to another that they are like different languages. An orca from the North Atlantic would sound completely foreign to one from the Antarctic. These cultural traditions also include specific greeting ceremonies and even what appear to be social fads, certain behaviors that become popular within a group for a time and then fade away. This demonstrates a level of social learning and cultural transmission that was once thought to be exclusively human. Each pod has its own identity, its own way of life, its own story written on the waves. The final shot shows the mother and calf pair swimming slowly away, their dorsal fins breaking the surface in unison before they disappear into the deep blue. The music swells slightly and then fades out. In the quiet depths of the ocean, the orca's song is one of family. It speaks of a bond so profound it guides every hunt, every journey, every breath. They teach us that culture is not confined to concert halls or museums. It lives in the shared wisdom of a grandmother and the patient lessons of a mother. They show us that love is a universal current, flowing through the veins of every creature that cherishes its kin. When we look at the orca, we see more than just a magnificent animal. We see the very essence of what it means to belong. You think you know who rules the ocean? You think it's the king of all sharks, the great white? The one that haunted your nightmares ever since you saw Jaws asterisk? Well, you're wrong. Dead wrong. What if I told you there's another predator out there, one so intelligent, so brutally efficient, that it makes the great white look like a goldfish? And what if I told you this predator doesn't just kill great whites, it hunts them for a single specific organ and then just leaves the rest? It's true. The apex predator of the ocean isn't the great white shark. It's the orca, the killer whale. And off the coast of South Africa, a revolution is happening in the food chain. For years, scientists have been documenting a shocking phenomenon: orcas systematically hunting and killing great white sharks. But it's the how asterisk that will truly blow your mind. Imagine this, a pod of orcas, sleek black and white torpedoes of muscle and intelligence, closing in on a 15-foot-long great white. The shark, a powerhouse of evolution, is suddenly the one being hunted. The orcas don't just attack randomly. They have a strategy, a precise, calculated plan passed down through generations. Working together, they herd the shark, ramming its sides and forcing it towards the surface. They're not trying to bleed it out. They're positioning it. Then comes the masterstroke. With a powerful surge, one of the orcas dives beneath the great white and, using its snout, flips the massive shark upside down. When a shark is flipped onto its back, it enters a bizarre state called tonic immobility. It's like a trance. The shark becomes paralyzed, its muscles go limp, and it can't move. It's completely helpless, floating upside down in the water for up to 15 minutes. It's a state of temporary paralysis, a short circuit in the shark's otherwise formidable nervous system, and the orcas know this. They've learned to exploit this biological glitch with chilling precision. While the great white is immobilized, helpless and vulnerable, the orcas begin their gruesome feast. But they're not interested in the muscle, the fins, or the tail. They are surgical. Using their powerful jaws, they make a precise incision near the shark's pectoral fins, tearing open the body cavity. They are after one thing and one thing only: the liver. Why the liver? The shark's liver is enormous, making up almost a third of its body weight. More importantly, it's incredibly rich in oil and fats, packed with a compound called squalene. For the orcas, this is a massive shot of pure energy, a nutrient-dense superfood. It's the ocean's equivalent of a high-calorie protein bar. Once they've extracted the liver, they're done. They simply let the massive 9/10 uneaten carcass of the ocean's former top predator sink to the seafloor. This behavior has had a catastrophic effect on the great white shark population in places like False Bay and Gansbai in South Africa, once famous hotspots for shark cage diving. The sharks have simply vanished. The mere presence of these specialized shark-hunting orcas in the area is enough to send any remaining great whites fleeing for hundreds of miles, abandoning their historic hunting grounds. So the next time you picture the ultimate ocean predator, don't think of a fin slicing through the water. Think of the black and white hunter that's smart enough to turn the king into prey, and picky enough to only eat the best part. The ocean has a new ruler, and its name is Orca. There are moments beneath the waves that defy simple explanation, encounters that blur the line between human and animal, observer and observed. In the vast, silent world of the ocean, where we are but temporary visitors, we sometimes find ourselves in the presence of an intelligence so alien yet so profoundly familiar. These are the moments we share with octopuses, creatures of myth and mystery, whose interactions with us leave an indelible mark on the soul. To meet an octopus in its own realm is not just to see a wonder of nature. It is to be seen in return, to be assessed, considered, and sometimes even to be touched by a curiosity that mirrors our own. For divers who spend their lives exploring the deep, an encounter with an octopus is a cherished event, a quiet communion that speaks volumes without a single word. These are not fleeting glances or instinct-driven reactions. Instead, they are often deliberate, thoughtful interactions. An octopus might emerge cautiously from its rocky den, its large, expressive eyes fixed on the strange, bubble-blowing creature that has entered its territory. You can almost feel the whirring of a complex mind behind those eyes, a rapid processing of information as it decides if you are a threat, a curiosity, or something else entirely. They exhibit a form of intelligence that is both startling and humbling. A diver might present a puzzle box, and the octopus, with patient, methodical movements of its dexterous arms, will investigate, manipulate, and ultimately solve it, not for a reward, but seemingly for the sheer challenge of it. They learn by watching, remembering faces and patterns, distinguishing one human from another with an accuracy that challenges our understanding of consciousness in the animal kingdom. This is not just a creature surviving. This is a being thinking, problem-solving, and perceiving its world with a depth we are only beginning to appreciate. Each gentle probe of a suction-cupped arm is a question, a test, a gathering of sensory data that feels surprisingly personal. Perhaps most astonishing of all are the moments that can only be described as a form of friendship, a temporary alliance forged in the quiet blue. Stories abound from divers who have formed remarkable bonds with individual octopuses. An octopus might recognize a specific diver, greeting them with a changing color, a gentle unfurling of its arms, or even leaving its protective lair to swim alongside them. There are accounts of octopuses holding hands with divers, their tentacles wrapping softly around a finger, not with the grip of capture, but with a light, inquisitive touch that feels like a gesture of trust. In these interactions, the barrier between species seems to dissolve. An octopus might lead a diver to a hidden crevice, revealing a secret part of its world, or playfully interact with their equipment, its curiosity overpowering its natural caution. These are not just anecdotes. They are profound testaments to the possibility of connection across vast evolutionary divides. To be accepted, even momentarily, into the world of an octopus is to be reminded that the capacity for curiosity, intelligence, and even a form of companionship is not a uniquely human trait. It is a current that runs through the great shared ocean of life itself, waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected of places. A lone orca swims in murky water. Our intelligence, we are told, is our greatest gift. It allows us to build, to create, to understand. But what if that same intelligence became a source of unending suffering? What if our brilliant minds could only perceive a world collapsing around us, a world we were powerless to save? For the orca, this is not a hypothetical question. It is a devastating reality. Their profound intelligence, a quality we so admire, has become their curse, amplifying the pain of a world that is turning against them. Imagine a world where every breath you take is a cocktail of poisons. For orcas, this is the ocean they now call home. Our industrial waste, our pesticides, our plastics, they all find their way into the sea, accumulating in the fatty tissues of their bodies. These persistent organic pollutants pass from mother to calf through their milk, weaken their immune systems, disrupt their reproductive capabilities, and sow the seeds of disease. The very act of a mother nourishing her child becomes a transfer of a toxic legacy, a slow-acting poison that threatens the future of her entire lineage. They are trapped in a chemical soup of our making, their bodies becoming a living record of our carelessness. Now, imagine trying to speak, to listen, to connect with your loved ones, but all you can hear is a deafening, relentless roar. The ocean, once a vast space of subtle sounds and intricate calls, has become an industrial soundscape. The constant low-frequency drone of massive container ships, the piercing blasts of seismic air guns, searching for oil and gas, the chaotic buzz of recreational boat traffic. This cacophony masks the delicate clicks and whistles orcas use to hunt, to navigate, to communicate. It is a sensory assault that isolates them, confuses them, and starves them. A mother's call to her calf can be lost in the noise. A coordinated hunt can fall apart. In this endless din, their world shrinks, and the vital connections that define their society are severed, one by one. And what is there left to hunt? The once bountiful oceans are empty. The Chinook salmon, the lifeblood of the southern resident orcas, are disappearing, their populations decimated by overfishing, habitat loss, and the damming of their natal rivers. The orcas, loyal to their ancestral hunting grounds and traditional prey, are starving. We see it in their thinning bodies, the prominent peanut head shape that signals severe malnutrition. We see it in the heartbreakingly high mortality rate of their calves, who fail to thrive in a world without enough food. Their intelligence allows them to remember times of plenty, to understand the growing emptiness of the sea, and to feel the gnawing hunger that now defines their existence. It is a slow, agonizing famine, played out across generations. Perhaps the cruelest irony is that our fascination with their intelligence has led to the ultimate torment: captivity. Torn from their families, confined to sterile concrete tanks, their vast ocean world is reduced to a barren prison. Here, their complex minds have nothing to stimulate them. Their powerful bodies have no room to roam. The social bonds that are the very core of their being are shattered. They are forced to perform for our amusement, their majestic nature reduced to a spectacle. In these chlorinated prisons, their intelligence becomes a tool for their own torture, allowing them to fully comprehend the depth of their loss, to grieve for the family they will never see again, and to yearn for an ocean they can only remember. It is a life sentence of sensory deprivation and profound loneliness, a living death for a creature born to be wild and free. For the orca, their brilliant mind offers no escape. It only serves to illuminate the bars of their closing cage, a cage built of pollution, noise, hunger, and concrete. They are intelligent enough to know what they have lost and what they are losing. They are sentient enough to feel the profound grief of it all. And we, in our own intelligence, are the ones who hold the key. But for the orca, watching their world fade, the question remains, will we ever choose to use it? In the vast blue expanse of our world's oceans, a society of minds thrives, as complex and profound as any on land. They are the apex predators, the wolves of the sea, known to us as orcas. But to simply call them predators is to miss the symphony of their existence, the intricate dance of strategy, culture, and communication that defines them. For beneath the waves, in the shimmering light and crushing dark, the orca is not just a hunter. It is a master strategist, a keeper of ancient knowledge, a testament to the diverse forms intelligence can take. Their black and white forms, so iconic and striking, are more than just camouflage. They are the banners of distinct nations, each with its own dialect, its own traditions, and its own unique way of seeing the world. To understand the orca is to journey into an alien intelligence, one that has charted the ocean's currents and tides for millennia, building civilizations of sound and kinship. The foundation of orca society is the matrilineal pod, a family unit led by the eldest female. She is the matriarch, the living library of her lineage. Within her memory are the maps of ancestral hunting grounds, the calendars of salmon migrations, and the complex social protocols passed down through generations. Her children, and her children's children, will stay by her side for their entire lives, learning from her wisdom, contributing to the collective, and caring for one another. This is not mere instinct, it is a conscious transmission of culture. Young orcas are not born with this knowledge. They are taught. They watch, they listen, and they practice, guided by their mothers, grandmothers, and aunts. We see it in the way they hunt, employing tactics so sophisticated they rival the most calculated military maneuvers. Consider the wave-washing technique practiced by orcas in the Antarctic. A group will spy a seal resting on an ice floe, a fortress seemingly beyond their reach. They do not charge blindly. Instead, they coordinate. Swimming in perfect unison, they create a powerful wave, a wall of water that crashes over the ice, washing the seal into the waiting jaws below. This requires not only immense power but also precise communication, timing, and a deep understanding of fluid dynamics. Each orca has a role, a position in the formation, and they execute it flawlessly. Elsewhere, in the shallow estuaries of Argentina, other orcas have perfected a daring high-risk maneuver, intentional stranding. They launch their massive bodies onto the beach to snatch sea lion pups, a feat requiring incredible spatial awareness and the strength to wriggle back into the safety of the water. This is a skill so specialized that it is taught only within a few family lines, a treasured and dangerous inheritance. Their intelligence is not confined to the hunt. Orcas possess a sophisticated vocal culture, a world of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls that are far more than simple signals. Each pod has its own unique dialect, a sonic signature that distinguishes them from all others. These dialects are so distinct that scientists can identify specific family groups just by listening to their calls. Within these acoustic communities, they name each other, they gossip, they mourn their dead, and they share stories. Their brains, second in size only to the sperm whales, are highly complex, with an incredibly developed limbic system, the area associated with emotion and social processing. They exhibit joy, grief, and empathy. They have been observed carrying their deceased young for weeks, a profound display of mourning, and they cooperate with a selflessness that speaks to a deep sense of community and shared purpose. They are beings of profound social and emotional depth, living lives rich with connection. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting a fiery glow across the water's surface, a solitary bull breaches, a magnificent silhouette against the dying light. He hangs in the air for a moment, a symbol of power, intelligence, and wildness, before crashing back into the sea. This is not just an animal. This is a mind of the deep, a strategist, a culture bearer. They challenge our very definition of intelligence, forcing us to look beyond our own reflection. They are proof that intelligence lives everywhere, even in the sea.